You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the May 22nd, 2024 meeting of the Long Beach Welcome Sign Discussion. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Let's go ahead and get started here, just for the general discussion. I have a few notes. Did everybody get access to Dropbox and the things that were added? Ellen put some stuff up there, I put some stuff up there, Brian put some stuff up there. Did everybody have access? Does everyone have access to it? And did anybody want to add anything to it?
I had limited success with it, with the Dropbox. I was on it and then all of a sudden I got dropped. So I have to work on that a little bit.
Okay.
This is Janice Brown. I'm in my car, so I'm not live, but I have, I thought I would put the ordinances in for signs. And yes, I have access to all of the Dropbox items.
Okay.
This is Erin. I do not yet. I'm just having some computer issues. So once I get back into my computer, I should.
Okay. What I hope, and I just uploaded another logo that actually is utilized in a variety of settings in front of Town Hall on the public safety building. Is, I think at this point, I would like to ask the question, there's two questions here, is, does anybody know historically if there has been a designated logo adopted, technically adopted by the town? There's the picture that I took, the poor picture I took here with the LB with the oak leaves around it, that is behind me. It's actually this way, this way. I don't know if that has been adopted or the picture that is orange and pink with a sailboat and sunset behind it. Does anybody know if we actually have a standard?
Seems like the sailboat is the one that's most prevalent in the community and the one that people identify with Long Beach. I mean, even coming from Sheridan Beach to Long Beach and Duneland to Long Beach, it's the stops with the sailboat that people, I think, associate with Long Beach. I've never seen the leaf thing, you know, been here 30 years. That's the first I've seen of it. I guess I'm saying maybe recognition, but that just could be me.
Yeah, actually, I will.
If I can edit there, I just know that there was a black and white version, like that's the first I've seen that version here. If that only one that there's the symbol, if that is the official, I know that that's been used for a long time, but do I think it's even after the official? I had no clue. I think it says maybe the logo was like this, like you wanted to change it, I think you should print out the one I'm speaking about.
Okay, that would be great. This is Erin who this. She directed me, as Erin often does, to do things, is to take a picture and upload it. I was a bit theoretical live, I apologize. I didn't know about that logo. We have black and white sailboat. But I agree, which says that the sailboat is the things most associated with Long Beach. Ellen, I think you're on mute.
I think the sailboat is more of a symbol of Long Beach because that's the first time I've ever paid attention to that flag. And I don't like it.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'm gonna ask the question, it's just, I've read the ordinances. And I've never come across anything that says, this is our symbol, this is our logo, this is our, I will ask that question again. And then the other, Brian, you're on mute too.
JD, is there a possibility maybe we could establish the sailboat as the official logo of Long Beach?
I think, certainly,
If everyone agrees to, or everyone wants to or agrees to that, I think it's kind of an iconic thing, and it seems to be the one that everyone remembers.
It's on every stop. Every stop has a, yeah.
So maybe we could establish it as the official logo of Long Beach moving forward.
yeah, we would, if we wanted to codify that, we would probably want to put it, amend the sign ordinance and designate it within the ordinance saying, bang, this is what is to be used on official buildings, on official signs, on official things. Anything that it is not in there now, Brian. I'm not sure if it's anywhere else, so I'm sure that we wanted to do that, the town council would need to get that done. That's how that gets done. The next question I have, and does anybody have a photo, know where to get a photo of old street signs?
The black and white ones, JD?
Yeah,
They may be in, I bet they're online because there is a history book on Long Beach and those signs must be in there. They're the ones that actually match the sailboat signs at the beach now. They were black boat signs with white lettering.
yeah, I don't know, I've not been able to get my hands on that to be able to,
It's not us, speaking of, it's been
yeah.
for about 3 years, that's the street I do.
That's awesome, thank you. And yeah, Aaron, where? Can you try and dig that up and add it kind of to our inspiration board? Because then I think that having historical references of things that have been used is important inspiration going forward.
And there's also the historical room at the community center. And we can possibly look through that as well.
Certainly, does anybody want to volunteer to take on this task of trying to find this, street sign to drop in there?
I will. This is Erin.
I'm gonna try and change this up so I can see all of you.
Aaron, this is Brian. I'm happy to help you too.
Thanks, Brian. Perfect.
If not, it's probably easily replicated. Are we talking about this one?
That's the sign that's at the stop, but our street signs where we'd say the streets on them were similar. They were black posts and the lettering was in white, not
Gotcha.
replaced with like the royal blue with the white lettering.
Gotcha. So the street sign, gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that would be great, because then that's the only thing I think we're missing for our inspiration. So Aaron and Brian, that is fantastic. The other thing, Ellen, the upload that you did, can you tell us kind of like your inspiration on that, or why you chose those? And
Well, when I had looked at most people, we all know what we have in Long Beach, and then Trail Creek, and I think I even put Grand Beach on there because they have quite an entrance to their place. And then I thought, well, what do other beach towns do? And if you look at everything I put in there, there's a similarity to all of them to make them look beachy. They either have a beach ball on them, or a sunset, or a wave. What I thought was cool is some of them had those posts that they wrapped the rope around as the two things that held the sign up, which was very beachy too, but, so I was just, looking at different signs and how they're put together and how big we can go, or how, we can make it more than just the sign that we have now, that's all just wood. Make it more of, give it a little more heft, so it looks like it's permanently there. So I don't know if anyone has looked at all of them. Some of them I got out in California and the East Coast and stuff like that, so.
No, I mean, you can see Fort Myers Beach, right?
Mhm.
Very, very beachy, breezy shores, sailboat, sunset, similar to.
Yeah, Bonita's, that looked cool too. That was one of the last ones, and I liked the post on that. It was, I figured I could put anything I wanted in that Dropbox. Why am I saying that?
And then Brian, you put some stuff up there. What were your thoughts from uploading the pictures that you put up there?
I look at the community as a little bit more of an intimate community, to give it more of, I actually looked at things like gated communities, just because I think the intimacy of the town to add an extra level to it, which is why I didn't know that the old street signs were black. But that's what I was attracted to, were the black posts, just to offset it from the other towns. And something I would love to use the sailboat logo and help that with the branding of it as well, if we're allowed to use that. So that was my kind of reasoning for why I chose what I chose. I also, there was one other post that I put on that I thought was kind of cool, and I guess maybe we should, if we could, maybe brainstorm a little bit about what are the adjectives or words that we would describe Long Beach, and maybe we can come up with something, besides a beach community, or like what do we think Long Beach actually is, and maybe we can drive that into the signage.
Yeah, certainly. From a brainstorming perspective, we could certainly do that. We can take a few minutes. I would only add, within our code, it says that Long Beach was incorporated in 1921 as a residential waterfront recreational community. I have to go back for the exact verbiage, which is generally the language that except for today. I will upload that language from our code that says from the founding what Long Beach is, for a starter to get going. But for our discussion, words are waterfront. Again, it's an adjective: waterfront, recreational, resort, residential.
Isn't the history of Long Beach about, wasn't it like established? They had a lot of different things here. I have a little history book I found at Walgreens that has all the beach towns, but it was mostly, this community was started because of the country club, the golf community. So.
Yeah, and what I've been able to read, which I think leans into the word resort and recreational, is that when your house was built, you already remember the club. It was built, it was designed to be kind of a resort. I lean back into that. Is that consistent with what everybody's understanding the history of the town is?
Yeah, and visually, that's kind of communicated, the recreation, the waterfront with the sailboat in the water. I mean, I don't know that you need so many words when you can visually, maybe the established in 1921, but, and especially on a sign that people are driving by, a lot of verbiage. I mean, maybe visually we can do that. And the stuff that Brian, the images, right now there's already that we have the red brick pylons at several places in the community, and they're lovely with the black wrought iron lanterns, the black wrought iron stop signs. We may be building on what's already there instead of trying to create a whole new look, because this is actually what Long Beach has that's unique, in the roadways and different, streets and things and if you look at that image, when I see Welcome to Long Beach, I see a beach, I see sailboat, I see like beach stuff. Like, I don't know that we need to put a lot of words, visually on a street sign.
Yeah, Ryan. Oh, yes, ma'am.
I'd agree with that. And maybe it's a town slogan or something. Welcome to your home by the lake or something,
Right. That's exactly what I was thinking. Something along historic and warm and welcoming is all part of Long Beach. Inviting, anything that just gives a feeling of back to resort recreation. It's an escape, and it's a very interesting town, and it's
Yeah, it is.
interesting.
Ellen, would you like to elaborate on what?
No, I mean, I think we don't have to reinvent the wheel. I think everyone's real happy with that. We have all bought into this area so we can go down to the beach. The entire front, we have all these stops that our park districts put in and take care of and make them very easy to access the beach. And, so making the beach our focus seems to be, and it's called Long Beach, seems to be what we should do. And since we have already have an established kind of logo with the sailboat and the water and all that, I think it's fine. We just want something. We just don't want them to say, contractors, please come to. I mean, basically, that's what we want. We want a nice sign. I mean, not that sign isn't helpful, and you could put it somewhere else. But I mean, when you come down Carwick and down 30 and all that, or in from Sheridan Beach, you want, when you go into Grand Beach, it's got this majestic kind of sign. And that's all you want to know. I'm here. I'm at Long Beach. And then find out all the things you got to do.
And it's warm.
All the rules and regs.
Yeah.
Well, it's classy. It's a little classier than what's there now.
Right. Right. It is.
Historic, and it's welcoming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you know exactly when you enter and where you are.
Yeah. We just want we just want a better, classier sign. I think that's the best way to say than what we have. And at the time when the chief put it up, nobody, he just got something up. He wanted everyone to come in and pay their dues for the contractors to do their thing. So he did what he needed to do, but.
And that is an important point, Ellen, when in Dropbox, when I went around and did comps, what I call comps is what's going on in the neighboring communities that are on the water.
Yeah. Am I mistaken, or did I just see the police emblem has that beach sign on it? I saw, did I see? Yeah. That it's something on the uniform now? Am I imagining that?
It's a part of the patch.
Yeah, it's a patch. So I think we kind of have our logo. So,
Right.
and I think it's probably, I like it. It's just that we want.
And to that end, right, this is here, and there's a sail here, this happens to be in color, right? It's the same sail integrated. Is that this is a variation on a theme of what's already being used. I think the other piece that when I think of this is that 1921 from our inspiration board, this building, town hall, right? That period of time, a little bit of Art Deco as well, of how, and I'm not an art historian specifically what was going on with architecture, but I think that is something that we should consider as well within design, is the period for which the town was founded. I think that can add some interesting architecture.
Mm-hmm.
Light fixtures can help with that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Art Nouveau black wrought iron light fixtures.
Yeah, and Brian, wasn't that why you put up the Ravenswood?
Exactly.
right? To lean into the art and roll period, kind of the 20s.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, good. I think we're on the same page about where we want to go. My to-do list from this is to upload and take a picture of the code so everybody can see those words. But back to the overall concept is I am getting the sense that this is really a design element, more than just a welcome sign, but street signs, small welcome sign on Carwick, welcome sign that may be a different size and scale, but a welcome sign on Lakeshore Drive, Moore Road, in and around, in and around the other parts of the community, that we have a couple different sizes based on our footprint. Are we all kind of in agreement with the really larger scope than just a welcome sign in this product?
JD, are you talking about these signs being in color or that logo being in black and white to match like our beach stop signs?
I think that's a decision for all of us to make as an individual, Aaron. I'm going with black and white. I think of the 20s, that type of periods, black and white, I see it matching with the existing stops that we have. Some of the other signs are the old Welcome to Long Beach signs are also black and white. They're down on 13 as well. Stop 13 is black and white. The Welcome to Long Beach is still down there. So in my opinion, I vote for black and white, but I'm up to everybody else here as well.
No, I would agree. I like the black and white. I think just classic and classy.
Agreed.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. This is sort of on point, but when I was just driving, I was thinking, you know, we've got about, let's say, 5 miles of square feet or 5 square miles in Long Beach, whatever it is. From my house to the town center this morning, it was under a mile. And this is not stop signs and this is not speed limit signs. I passed 28 signs in Long Beach, 28 in multiple colors everywhere. And I thought, what on earth is happening here? 3 of them directed me to US 12 in various ways. You know, one of them told me there was a fork in the road. And it just seems like we're losing the quaintness of the town. We are on sign overload. So that's why I was just asking, like, are we going to introduce like another color in here now?
I think, Aaron, that's an observation that's been shared with me in numerous emails and texts and other things, which is why we're talking about this in the cabinet committee. And we go back to the the code about signs. It says specifically in there that the point of our signs is actually to eliminate clutter. So we may want to revisit the intent of our ordinance as well to declutter the town.
That'd be amazing.
Pardon?
That would be amazing.
And just where I live as well as consolidation of signs. If you go by Melrose Park, the intersection of Melrose Park on Oriole Trail, you'll find an intersection with 13 distinct signs where stop signs that are right next to street sign should be consolidated on these new posts. Brian, that you were kind of black post and have that be part of the sign as well as consolidate the necessary signs we have, not signs, next to signs, next to signs, next to signs.
Is the ordinance say anything about allowing anyone to put up their own signage? Like no parking? You know, I see a lot of signs around that. I don't know if they're authorized or not, but like private parking.
I think there's something in this, our ordinance about signs, what type of signs, how long you can have the signs up. It even gets into political signs. And I think all the signs, even though there might be a clutter, we might be getting involved in county and state laws about, you know, speed limits and all the stuff that they put up.
Right.
Correct.
We should find out which ones are have to be up and which ones are, well, isn't that nice to be up? You know, so,
Which one can be combined, right? I think there's questions just need to get asked so that we can consolidate and rate. If not, do we need, as Aaron said, 3 signs to get to Highway 12 in every car and every wireless telecommunication device comes with GPS that can simply provide that information as well? What's necessary versus what is ancillary?
you know, I don't know. I think everybody knows where US 12 is.
No, not when you first come into town. I mean, you know, people, when I have visitors, they don't, it's really easy for people to get confused because of how the town isn't laid out in a grid. So they don't know how to get sometimes from the lake to 12.
I agree, and I can understand that and appreciate it, but I also don't see any of those signs in any other town. Like Michiana doesn't have signs like that. Grand Beach doesn't have signs to get to their clubhouse or to the town center. They just figure it out. Like there's so many and multicolored.
GPS now, everyone uses their phones.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, we gotta have a sign and a paper map.
Yeah.
Right.
they're
True.
almost-
Thank you.
Okay.
Is there a budget for this? Or, I mean, like, it sounds like the scope is possibly expanding, but like, what?
I think, right, so the answer to your question is no. There is no budget.
Pardon?
There is no budget, zero budget. Zilch. Doesn't mean there can't be one, that there's a couple other questions that I would have as well, with our board, and then to the council. And what are the formal steps and funding, et cetera, and what are we actually talking about? I think that's later on down the road. Right now, what do you guys see as next steps?
What? I think we've talked about a lot. I think maybe we should work on the entrance to Long Beach, 30 from Sheridan Beach and from Carwick, and start there. And then we can always expand the discussion on all the different signs. We'd have to talk to the chief about that. He probably knows all the codes for that. But why don't we just do one thing at a time and work on getting a sign that represents Long Beach that's a little classier. I think we stick with that. Maybe from there we can get more done, but
I'm sorry, Ellen, I missed it. Where did you want them? Which signs?
I think the ones when you come in off of 12 on Carwick.
Okay.
Okay. And then there's one when you come in off of Moore Road and you
Yeah.
reach Long Beach. And then there's one when you come from like Washington Park and you pass, you go through Sheridan, then there's a sign. I don't even think there's really a big sign there, but we should have a sign there. And I think maybe have a good sided sign on Carwick because it seems more of the central entrance to Long Beach, and then do something maybe same size, maybe lower, something that fits the area that we're gonna have to put the other ones on each end of the Long Beach. So
I agree. I think the signs, though, we should look at all of the entrances so that we can understand the scale when we do the design. So that some might be larger, some might have to be smaller because of right-of-way, traffic interference, sight lines, et cetera.
Okay.
So looking at the signs as well as where they would be, for instance, when you enter into the street where I live, there's nothing that says you're going into Long Beach. So we need some kind of an entrance because you go from Michigan City to Long Beach. So that would be another area that we might want to consider. And then define that scale that we can use. So what's the maximum height for any sign that we can have? And then also create the inventory of signs would be the second step. so that we can continue on.
Did you guys in Dropbox, did you take a look? I put up a PDF of brainstorming signs, different sizes, different scales, different footprint, incorporating the logo with the pillars.
No, I just looked at the ordinance, because there's a lot of stuff in the ordinance which we probably can fudge, but I think, and I think that's what Chief used when he made that sign. I don't know why we couldn't put a bigger sign, considering we have open area like on Carwick. We might have problems on the other two ends, but, you know, there's an ordinance and all kinds of.
There's also a county ordinance too, and permits from the county, and then there's state traffic ordinances that we need to adhere to as well for passengers and corners and things like that. So understanding those setbacks and the sizes is really important as we go into any kind of design. So, you know, does the pillar work everywhere, if that's what we would decide, but we need to have those guidelines.
Yep. So I guess we have to go look at the entrances on either end of Long Beach, and the one that's on Carwick. It'd be nice if it could be bigger. I think we can put something bigger there because there's nothing behind it.
I agree.
You know, I think it's a little more statement wise. And especially
I think stop 13, you're probably limited there, but you're not limited coming off of Moore Road.
right.
There used to be a nice
Yeah.
sign there before.
Yeah. It looks like that's town property there that they've left to have that as an entrance there. So
I don't think that's town property. That's the other thing that we need to understand. Where is town property, and will people give us easements? Do we need easements anywhere? So that's another task to put up.
the one on Moore Road is town property, because people complained that she rated it because it is the town after he put the sign up, but he said it was fine. It is town property, and town property is where the other one is that he put on Carwick. The chief wouldn't put anything not on town property. So, but the one over on 13, yeah, we're gonna have to deal with. There's a lot of homes there, so I don't know what we can do over there. We'll figure something out. Small, yeah.
And there should be 12 feet of easement on each side, so that could work too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the easement thing is gonna be a hot topic when they start doing Lakeshore Drive, repaving it, so we might not be able to put any signs up. But whatever. So do we lose
No, we're
Yes.
back to, well, we next steps. I'm gonna upload the code that states exactly what Long Beach is, so that everybody can see it. That's one to-do list. Erin, you're going to upload or try and research the historic street signs.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, and then I know we have to get a lot of other information, anyone volunteering to obtain and summarize codes. For me, the next step is almost just getting a concept of what all of these things are and what they're saying in some sort of graphic form of, if somebody, and I went through Tom King's post from last year where an artist in the community said they'd be willing to help out. I'm wondering if we should consider coalescing around a couple concepts of different signs from concept drawings?
Don't we kind of have the concept already? The boat and the water and the font is already established. You know, we don't want to start changing fonts and stuff, that maybe it just goes, most of the sign companies and production places have like in-house that might be able to help us with scale and doing that versus bringing, you know, I mean, to go to a creative person, then they're gonna, you know, maybe reinvent the wheel, but we already have the font established, the image established. It's just kind of maybe incorporating a few more things that maybe if there's a company that a sign company or who we bought these signs from before, maybe they can create something in-house instead of, you know, reinventing this whole wheel that's already established. And then we figure out, you know, whatever the codes are for the pylons, how high they can be. You know, we can have that drawn up, either the brick, whoever the contractor is, and keep it moving forward. Because I think we're all kind of in agreement that what's been established is kind of the way we want to go. I mean, not reinventing a new creative, unless I'm speaking for myself. So
I think you're dead on. I think the one thing we might need though is we might need a standardized PDF of the sailboat.
absolutely.
It goes through. So we might need that professionally drawn or traced or whatever it is now, but just so we have it, so when anyone says, "Can I use this?" we have something to send them.
That's what I was.
Good idea.
Putting all of our ideas together and putting it so that the next step could be, okay, this gets bigger, this gets smaller, this is the right type of scale depending on stuff. And getting that kind of nailed down before going to the signs. I agree on the same page.
That's exactly right. So the scale is the same size, the font is the same size, the black color is exactly the black, like everything is like streamlined.
That's what,
Anything we need.
it's like a style handbook.
Yeah.
Do we want to have a slogan for the town for this sign? And if so, do we want to have a little contest or ask people for input or, you know, $100?
I thought it was all contractors must register.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't want that to, we do not want that to be in the 4th of July parade again.
Well, we do have to have that sign somewhere. It's a legality that we have to have it. So,
I do
but
feel.
did we want to?
You know
do
what? It was
something about
never there
slogan?
before. I mean, yeah. I mean, it was never there for all these many years. And it was just a
Agreed.
question of making sure they were getting the revenue that they wanted.
Yep.
So, yeah.
You're supposed to register. I don't know why we're the only town that puts it on our welcome sign, but that's.
Oh,
I think there's a couple other that have it on their signs, but that's okay. We'll figure it out.
I wouldn't mind I don't know. The slogan idea, I think it's kind of good though.
yeah.
If it goes back towards, you know, the recreation or what'd you say, resort recreation
Waterfront resident,
by the beach or something.
waterfront recreation resort resident, that is what Long Beach was founded in 1921.
Aaron, maybe you and I can go to, when we look at the street signs, maybe there's something
Yeah.
that looks there. Maybe there was one. We can.
I feel like at one point they mentioned community in there. Long Beach is community.
Okay. We'll look and maybe something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I'm going back to the signs really quick. Are we also looking at smaller signs for more, no, I'm sorry, stop 31 on Lakeshore Drive,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Fairway
good.
Drive and Shorewood Drive?
Yeah.
Fairway, Shorewood, Moore Road. I think there's 7 of them altogether.
There's 7, I had 6. Okay, 7.
Is Harwick really like, I hate
Hardwick is Michigan City. Chastleton is Long Beach.
but is Harwick, oh yeah, Chastleton, is that like the main entrance to Long Beach? Like, could that be something grand? And then where we don't maybe have the footprint on some of the other entrances, those signs could be matching?
That's what I was thinking.
At smaller,
Smaller scale.
yeah, but to scale for the area, yeah,
But maybe
Right,
something
maybe
grand.
Moore Road and Carwick are the grand ones.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Great.
I think that.
I have heard people refer to Long Beach as the Riviera of the Midwest. How's
I
that?
know.
Which Riviera, Ellen, which Riviera? Yeah, that was the only reason why the concept drawings and getting maybe an artist's view on it is these signs are going to be different sizes throughout the community, but the design element component, whether it's wrought iron or other material, right, has got to scale up and scale down depending where we put it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the sign should be the same for all 7 signs.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
and put it to scale for the area to keep
And that's,
the unity of it, yeah.
and so the design of the sign is integral because not everything is scalable. So that form will be important.
Yeah.
And that's what I hope to be putting up on you guys to see it kind of the Dropbox where sometimes it's just a pillar with light with the sometimes it has that wing to it. And that grander is that sticking with that, whether it's big or large, it's still around kind of that pillar of light. That was my. And utilizing the welcome to Long Beach black and white sailboat, maybe wrought iron would be beautiful there, have a sign, maybe wrought iron in places, but that concept.
This is just a side point, but it was something that I've been thinking about. If we do have any extra funding, what would be nice is to have uniformity in decor for our pillars for the holidays, maybe. Every pillar in Long Beach could have the same wreath or 4th of July decor, just if we have the extra funds.
That request, that comment, Aaron, would go to the park board, that.
Prep board runs that. Okay.
I believe so, it's not exactly clear where the jurisdiction of the pillars really is, but I believe it's in the park board, but it could be wrong.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And last year, the Beach Garden Club, Sue Keenan and I and Ellen did some decorations of the entrance signs. We kept it really simple with just some evergreen garland and bows. But
And they're so beautiful.
we did that as we got the funding from Parks and we volunteered our time.
Oh, so nice.
We're
So
gonna make
it can't be done.
Yeah, it can be done. And we're gonna make it grander next year.
Yeah.
When we
Yes,
did
there
it,
we
had it
go.
done, we thought it needed to be more special.
Bigger.
When we have a special sign.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Does anybody know, I'm gonna reach out to the person who's an artist who said that they'd be willing to help kind of put all these ideas together in some basic sketches or whatever. Does anybody else know an artist who may be able to help out our community, that?
No, but Michigan
Yeah,
City has a whole bunch of artists. Maybe
I'll
at the
Janet.
Lubznik
I
Museum.
could ask Janet Block at Lubeznik
Okay,
if she has
Yeah.
suggestions of people that might help out.
I also have a close contact who's a graphic designer who does this all the time. You know, could trace it, tell us what font it is. But maybe pursue someone from, if you want to include these other people, but if not, let me know and I can
No, that.
You'll get the PDF of the sailboat and the font and,
Sounds like a graphic artist is probably more of the look that we're doing, that it might be better to have a graphic artist do it. They just do things cleaner and simpler.
okay, let me work on it and I'll get back
Yeah.
on that.
You could probably transfer to different mediums.
Right, to make a PDF to scale and boom, boom.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, if you already know somebody that would look, that I could add to the Dropbox, say, okay, here's where we're going, sailboat, black and white, here's some photos, and get our arms, if you already know somebody, because I could be reaching out to people.
Sure, let me work on that.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Mm.
Pardon me? Oh, so sorry. There's a delay.
No, that's awesome, because that takes us kind of to, kind of to the next steps of, I think, getting people on board, of what this group is talking about. Because I think at that point, we're going to start talking about funding, budgeting, how this gets executed, and this is kind of the direction we go, and kind of formalize this committee to get it done, because right now this is just a general conversation about stuff we'd like to see. But after we have that drawing, this concept, I think that would be the time to present it to council and say, here's where we want it to go. Here's our scope of work, here's kind of how we see this happening, here's how we'd like to see this come together, the park works first, we can start asking questions, but we got next steps, but I think after this step, we have something to show people what we've been doing and what the direction we'd like to go. Does anybody have any concern with that?
Yeah, no, that sounds all good.
That's good.
Yeah, this is, since I apologize it's taking this long, but I think these are good steps.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm at the point where I'm gonna upload the code to Aaron and Brian's street signs. Reset on the concept drawing and kind of getting my arms around it. Once those are done, should we then schedule another time to have a conversation about any next steps?
Sure.
Sure. Would you like us to, I was going to ask Ellen if she would like to participate. Maybe we could get with Chief and talk about setbacks and things like that and just understand the areas of town.
Yeah.
Like us to work on that in parallel.
Sure, that would be great. Imagine that when we go to a landscape architect, if we could, they would figure it out at that point, but it'd be very helpful to have all those things ready to go together for sure.
Yeah, but we can go and take pictures
Okay.
of and do some measuring ourselves based on what we know about setback and all that, and and town property. Me being that tree person.
We can go to the Michigan City tax place and get the surveys.
Yeah. Yeah, we can go. What is it? That internet one has one too. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll go take pictures of where all the kids are gonna go, and we can talk about this.
Yeah, and then if you guys don't have access to Dropbox or having difficulty getting to the stuff that people have uploaded, so please let me know, because I did take me longer than expected, but I think it's a nice place for us to share the information. So please let me know if you do not have access and you would like access, and we'll keep sharing the info through that tool.
And JD, I have access, and I had to ask for access from a different email because I already had Dropbox on a different email. So you granted me that, and I'm good. Thank you.
Good.
I think that's the problem I ran into, JD. I have Dropbox, and I didn't, I was like, I know it wasn't going to be in my Dropbox, so I just sent it to you and let you do it. So, that worked really well.
I'm happy to do your secretary, it's no problem.
Yeah, but I can get in it and I've looked at everything, so it is a good place to go and take a look at everything. So we can, do that when after we do all the pictures and stuff for the setbacks and that too, so everyone can look at it at one time. Should our next meeting maybe be in person? You know, you're at town hall, I mean, it's gonna be summer, most of us are gonna be around, I don't know.
We can, if you want to, I mean, anytime scheduling, probably the first time is kind of ad hoc, but now
Okay.
it'll be, I can come and join
We
you.
can talk and see how much information all of us have come up with, so.
Mhm.
We have pictures and stuff we wanna share and all that, we can do it that way too, so.
I come join you, sitting in this room all by myself, it's a little, it is vacuous.
Yeah,
Okay,
all right,
anything else?
JD,
Thank you, you guys. have a great
Thanks.
Thank you.
have a good
Enjoy
night.
the holiday weekend.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Have fun.
bye.
Bye.